Introducing beer. Beer is one of the most popular drinks that you will find anywhere in the world. It is consumed more than any other alcoholic drink. It is also the third most popular drink in the world right after water and tea. This means that you can always expect to serve lots of beer at your bar. In this lesson, we're going to look at making beer, the different types of beer you will find, and when guests enjoy beer. Let's start with making beer. Making beer is a very interesting process and is done in different ways with slightly different ingredients depending on where you are in the world. Having said this, beer is traditionally made by using only 4 ingredients: water, barley, hops, and yeast. Let's look at the basic process of making beer. Step 1. A grain, usually barley, is harvested. Step 2. This grain is then steeped in water for between 1 and 2 days, causing the grain to begin the process of germination. This process is known as malting. Step 3. To stop the grain from fully germinating, it is then heated and dried, resulting in what is called a malt. Step 4. This malt is then crushed or ground in a mill to break up the grain kernels and extract the fermentable sugars. What you are left with is called grist. Step 5. The grist is then mixed with heated water in what is called a mash tun to begin what is known as mash conversion. This process consists of the natural enzymes in the malt breaking down the malt starch into sugars. Step 6. This liquid is then pumped into a lauter tun, which separates the sweet liquids from the husks of the grain. The remaining liquid is known as wort. Step 7. The wort is then pumped into a container called a kettle, which then brings the wort to a controlled boil before adding hops. Step 8. After boiling the wort, it is then moved to a whirlpool for the wort separation stage. This is where any malt or hop particles are removed from the wort. Step 9. Yeast is added, and this converts the wort into beer by converting the sugars into alcohol. This is fermentation and also creates a wide range of flavors and carbon dioxide. Step 10. After fermentation, the liquid that is left is known as green beer. This then needs to be stored, where it will mature and allow the full development of its flavors. Lastly, step 11. When maturing is finished, the beer is filtered, carbonated to give it its sparkle, and ready for bottling. Now that we understand the basic process behind making beer, let's look at the different types of beer. First, Pilsner or lager. These are a pale gold color and have a light, crisp, floral and biscuity flavor. They are best served ice cold. Next, Weissbier. Weissbier is a light golden yellow and has a very crisp, refreshing taste with aromas of cloves and bananas. Then we have Pale Ale. Pale Ale, or ales, have a pale yellow to amber color and have a very biscuity and rich flavor with good bitterness. After this comes Stout. A stout is black or chocolate brown in color and has a thick, rich and dry flavor. Finally, we have blonde beer. Blonde or triple beers are light and gold in color and are very fruity and high in alcohol. Finally, let's finish off by learning when guests enjoy beer. Beers are usually enjoyed from lunchtime onwards, especially when it is a wonderful warm day. Some people think that beer is an aperitif, but this isn't true. Rather, beer is a refreshment because it cools and refreshes you whenever you drink it. In fact, beer is a big flavor and it takes up a lot of space in a guest's stomach. It may even down their appetite before a meal. To finish off, beers are often enjoyed with snacks in a bar. If your bar stocks nuts, chips or peanuts, always offer them to your guests when they order a beer. Now that you've finished this lesson, you have a much better understanding of beer, one of the most popular drinks in the world.